In this video, I'm going to explain why some pros change their sense a lot and why you can change your sense as much as you want and it will only help you. If you already agree with this, stick around because I might give you some new points to help you win some arguments. First, I just want to address the people who show scientific studies that prove muscle memory. Muscle memory is a real scientifically proven idea. The idea that changing your sense will hurt your gameplay is not. And the link between those two is really just word choice. This doesn't disprove the idea that you shouldn't change your sense often, it just unlinks those studies from this idea. Now, a lot of people point at top tier players who never touch their sensitivity, however, there's also a lot that do. Maybe you've heard of Shroud, a guy who picks a new sensitivity in every game he plays. Maybe you've heard of TenZ, a top tier Valorant pro who's known for changing his sense in Valorant and CS very frequently. We also have Pengu, one of, if not the best Rainbow Six Siege players ever. During his 4 years in Pro League, he claims to have never gone more than a week on one sensitivity and would oftentimes have great games after a sense change.
Right? And I myself have always said that same thing, that I always play the best on a new sensitivity. I've always had that. Every single Pro League season of my 4-year career, I've changed sense almost every week. Before my game against Rogue, where I dropped 19 kills or whatever, I changed mouse and sensitivity an hour before the game.
There's a link to a full video where he explains this all on my community tab. Go check it out. He even mentions that frequent sense changes are pretty common among pro gamers. However, there are also definitely pros who are religious about their sensitivity. 20 years ago, the idea that skill was tied to a single sensitivity kind of just appeared, and these pros who've been playing their whole lives grew up believing this. Now, their incredible skills come from decades of experience and a mastery of motor skills, just like the pros who frequently change their sense. If changing your sense really reset all or even a noticeable part of your skills, people like Shroud, TenZ and Pengu wouldn't be able to compete with the many who don't change their sense ever, and we all know that's definitely not true based on the Pro League performance of these three. So you might be thinking, why does changing your sense actually help? Isn't it kind of just neutral? There's this idea called random practice, which basically just means practicing multiple different related skills to get better at one skill. What this basically means is that practicing on 20, 30, and 40 centimeters per 360 will help you get better at playing on 30 than just practicing on 30. I've spent time explaining a study explaining this concept in another video on the card on the corner of your screen if you want to check it out. Now, this works because when you change your sense, your brain becomes more involved in the process of aiming and it's focusing more, and it just ends up helping you improve faster. Now, the reason pros who don't change their sense are successful is because changing your sense frequently will make your practice better, but practice is practice no matter what. And we are yet to find a better way to practice than to start at the age of 4 and play games pretty much every day until your mid-20s. When you got those kinds of hours, really you can get away with pretty much any non-optimal practice technique. Thanks for watching, change your sense, subscribe for more.